Welcome back again. I made a first class, but people do not really know about my process so much. There was a time I even want to quit from school. And when I was discussing with one of my friends, that was when he told me that I can actually defer my admission. And people talk a lot about result, but until you come into a relationship with them, they are able to show you their process. And so that's why I can now confidently let you know that all stars have scars. And this is one of the things that becomes a hindrance to you going to school, becomes a hindrance that can become a hindrance to you even engaging personal development or education for what it is. And that is why we are going to address that today. Hi, my name is Mrs. 𝗟𝗏𝗦𝗃𝗧𝗏, and I welcome you into another episode of Life Unscripted. In Life Unscripted, I share with you how you can become a student for life beyond academic session or a school system in order that you achieve optimum and sustainable success. In that light, we are building confident global champions. And I can't wait for you to actually become who you are called to be through what we share with you in the platform, because we don't believe on one time event. We believe in time and process for your transformation. That's why we have built that community for you who believe that you are going to find expression based on the clarity sessions and the master classes that we engage to help you become a confident global champion and achieve that which you ever wanted. Right. Now, today, I'm very interested in the part of education beyond school structure, right? And that is why I'm teaching you what it means to actually be a student so that you can pay attention to this to be able to achieve anything you want. One of the things you need to understand if you are very good on research is that most successful people did not finish school. They dropped out of school, but they did not drop out of learning. And so one of the things that happened to me was that even beyond the whole, oh, I really want to be a student, I really want to go to school, but there was no money to go to school. But I was really very passionate. And some people will ask, is passion enough? Right? And then when you don't have the resources that will help you and that will aid you to go through that process of education of that which you have identified, I can relate with you. And that is why I'm sharing this with you. Now, one of the things that helped me was that first, that is passion, but it's not sustainable when you don't work, right? So what was I able to do in order to raise funds? As much as, yes, your parents might be responsible, but you need to give them a reason why they should go extra mile to provide those resources for you. That helped me actually to build responsibility mindset rather than being entitled, because at the end of the day, whoever succeeds is going to be my name, although they are going to be proud, but it's going to be my name. Right. So whoever that is going to be on that certificate, whoever that they will say, oh, this is a powerful human being, will be in my name, although they are going to be proud based on the extension, by extension of who I have become. So it's very, very important to me. And it's something, is a mindset that you need to carry in any passion that you exude in anything you want to achieve. So how do you what was I able to do in those seasons where I didn't have money and everything? Even those times, people from my department saw me as someone who is a failure. Society have a way of making you feel bad and even feel worse in your worst situations. And so I had to block my mind into understanding that this life is totally my responsibility, regardless of the way people are thinking, right? And so what I now basically did is that I went to my bed and I cried. I told God, what is that thing that I am meant to do that will help me help my life? I started engaging. Now I know that I have a power to sing and I have my intellectual powers. What did I do? In my primary school and in my secondary school, I have a very outstanding, because I'm very good in music, right? It has a way of improving my love for mathematics, unintentional, like without me being intentional about it. Like, I love mathematics. And to crown it all, the teacher that taught us in secondary school made me fall more in love with the way she simplifies the process and also infuse experience why she teaches. And so that was able to help me. So that happened in my 100 level, and my CGPA in 100 level was not up to 4.0 CGPA, but it was 3.8. All right, it wasn't up to that. In second year, those things started affecting me and all of that. It wasn't getting any better when it comes to that. And I told myself, how do I contribute to my own growth? Do you know what I did? I put my identified powers to service. I helped people do their assignments. I started engaging them. Okay, how am I going to help you? most students, they just want everything at their doorsteps. And so one of the things you need to do is a mentality for you to make up your mind to see possibilities in your problem. And that is what made me to actually cry, that I have a capacity, but I'm not using. And I think that situation was able to unleash those things even beyond my own wildest expectation. So when you do that, you can now be able to start building a brand for yourself, even without your consent, even without you not knowing what branding means. But you're going to build brand for yourself, and automatically, what will happen to you is that you begin to seek ways. You begin to seek ways in which you can convert this idea and these powers into products and services. So I converted those my mathematics power. I went to mathematics department, right? I saw what they were doing. It's normal statistics, and I can teach mathematics to the whole world, right? So I just said, okay, it's statistics. Okay, are you finding problem with this? As a matter of fact, I studied agricultural science and education, but there is one of the course that was incorporated in our study, which is that mathematics. When I went there, I was the best in mathematics during that period. I had to go and teach. I had to go and teach. See my brother. I had to go and teach my colleagues mathematics and earn money from them. Even people who were in mathematics department, I had to teach. And when they gave assignment in drawing, I also know how to draw because arts is something that is within me. I'm very artistic, right? So I drew projects. I helped people handle projects. I collected money from them. I tutored people. I made money. And even in my singing, I got better at singing. They called me for performances and started paying me for different performances. It wasn't so much because as a student, I mean, it wasn't so much, but it was something that helped me position my mind. When my mom now saw that all those things were happening, she saw the need to actually go the extra mile to actually make it happen. And I never knew that I never even know the worth or the value of a first class until I made the decision that whatever that made my mom to go out of her way to do whatever that she has done to actually bring this money for me to go to school, I need to be able to make her proud. And that was where the passion to make a first class stepped in. That was in my 300 level, and it was a 4-year course. So what am I trying to share with you? There are different ways you can make money. The important thing is that many people are too lazy to settle down, to know who they are, to think for themselves, to believe in their capacity, and to be able to provide service based on what they have identified. So the problem is not money problem. The problem is the laziness. And laziness is not physical. It's not a physical thing, it's a mental thing. Some people, they are too lazy, they are too busy to even think for themselves. They think that always effort is what determines your outcome. But no, it is the knowledge behind your effort that determines your outcome. All right. That's why people exert a whole lot of energy. You see them, they go out, I'm hustling, I'm doing this. Who told you you are meant to hustle? Who told you you will keep hawking when you should be marketing? And so that is the really real problem in all of these things. So, what have you identified? Are you actually hacking your own space? And do you believe that you can find a community that will help you find expression instead of you doing those things and killing yourself? As a student, you need to be able to understand that being a student for life helps you to learn from your own life experience and from the experiences of others, understanding how life works so that you can know how to navigate every situation and season around your life. And it's very, very important because it's one of the way to make money. See, money is, when it comes to the level of money, cash is the least. The processes that led you to the cash is more important than the cash itself. So that was what formed me, because I had to find expression. I started teaching them, those people that saw me as someone who didn't have anything, because their own perception of outcome is when you have the money. But it doesn't really happen that way, because there is internal transformation before its material or physical equivalence shows up. So many people do not go through that process, and that's why we are focusing on that in Confident Global Champion. So if you believe that you can actually make wealth, you can actually make money even as a student, and charge as much as you want for the capabilities that you don't even know that existed, and you know that this platform is going to help you, type CGC in the comment section. I can't wait to be able to hear from you. If you want to have one-on-one conversation with me, hit the link in my bio. If you're watching on YouTube, if you're watching on Facebook, hit the link on my bio. And if you're watching on Instagram, of course, you know what to do, because it is the right time for you to take this. A lot of people do not have values and ethics, and it's time to bring it back. And it takes only education beyond the four walls of a school system to actually understand this and apply these laws. Why do you graduate and start struggling to even make the money? Why? because over the time you have not even learned what money is. And the people who trained you, unfortunately, were not able to have that vast knowledge. Why not you take that personal responsibility and be able to take the platform like Confident Global Champions to help you unravel the truth for what it is? Because it's the truth that makes you free. It is not the money, it is not the result, it is the truth. When you come into the consciousness of, my God, I've been stupid the last time and I am going to be wiser the next time because of this awareness, and then you take the bull by the horn and you know exactly what you are doing, because now you know, and that is what powers your effort to be able to get a better outcome. I want you to understand that it is time for you to actually become a confident global champion. And that is why in our masterclass happening this Wednesday, we are going to talk about vitality. You know why? Because health, there is a mental health, there is a social health, there is a dimension of financial health. There are different dimensions to health. You might be struggling financially, you might be struggling in different ways, you might be struggling physically, and that is going to limit to how much you can build and even enjoy even when you have built. Because so many people exert a lot of effort and energy to actually build, but they don't have the kind of healthy lifestyle that sustains them and to enjoy that which they have built. And it's time to get that addressed. And that is what we will be focusing on our next masterclass, which is Tag Vitality. We are going to help you in this masterclass to be able to understand the holistic health principles for peak performance and strategies for self-made global leaders. You want to be a global leader? Type CGC in the comment section or hit the link in the description of my channel, and I can't wait to be able to see you in the next one. I still remain your friend and your go-to-get edupreneur, founder of the Confident Global Champions Network. This is 𝗟𝗲𝗦𝗃𝗃. And until I come your way again in the next episode of Life Unscripted, don't forget, it is time to take the discipline of a pen and a paper to write or rewrite your script, because they are a defining moment and they are the defining moments. And of course, you live the life you are proud of and not the one people recommend. Bye for now.